Hey everybody, it's Wendy at WeJoarts. I'm going to be out of store for a little bit. Weird. Okay, so I'm normally down in Hawley and I will be moving into the Grains at Vogler's, or you can catch me on WeJoarts.com. And I have not done a live in probably 4 or 5 months, with the exception of last week I did a guest spot over on Kelly Cat Crafts with her to do some journaling stuff. So, and that made me realize how much I missed it. So I figured I'd come back. So I'm going to move this just a little bit. So sorry about the shaking. And we're going to be working on a couple of different things today. I figured if I have to paint, y'all get to come with me. If you pop in, let me know. I do not know if I'll see comments. If I do, I'll answer them. If not, I'll go back in later on this evening, or tomorrow at some point, maybe, or Wednesday, one of the two. So I work with Couture. I do have an affiliate link. You can find that on WeJoarts.com. I used to sell it, and I stopped selling all of the paints in person due to the move that's coming up. But I enjoy showing people stuff, so that's what I'm doing. I have already painted this piece here like one coat, and I used Baltic Black with my own mix of red. I like really, really dark red. I don't like bright red. Other people do. That's fine. It's just not my favorite. So I tend to take their red, and I don't know what it's named now. I've had this red for a long time. It was originally Russian red. I can't remember what the name of it is now. Scarlet, maybe? I don't know. And I mixed it with a little bit of Baltic Black. So I got this nice deep red that you see here. Maybe you might be able to see it better on the top. I kind of colored the top. So it's bright red, a little bit of Baltic Black, and you get this nice deep red, which is what I like. So I have to put another coat on this, and I want to do some work down on these little legs too. So I'm just going to bring it a little closer. And if you do pop in, just let me know. I can't really see. Probably nobody around, but that's okay. I have not gone live in a long time, so I'm going to start going every Monday. You don't know what you're going to get when you go live. Depends on what I'm working on in the week. Right now, I've got to get a whole bunch of furniture done for the new spot, and that's what I'm working on this week, because I have a custom I have to pull up here next week. So we might work on that next week. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe someday I'll even get my printer rehooked up so I can get some more journal stuff out there. Wouldn't that be lovely? All right, so the Couture brush. You guys have seen me paint. This is not super exciting, but it's pretty quick. There are people who are very careful with their painting. I'm not, sorry. It's never been... I always figure if you get it on there, and then you can just smooth it out. So that makes all the difference in the world. And if you are new to painting, just make sure you catch these sides so you don't get any drips, because drips are not fun. They make a piece look a little messy. So you want to try to avoid that if you at all can. I'm just going to go ahead and get this done. I have spent so many years on my WeJo page promoting the brick store that I really don't know how to promote myself, I guess you would say. And I think that's going to be fun, because I've never really had to do just WeJo. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'm really good at promoting everybody else, not so much myself. Let's move you back a little bit so you can still see what I'm doing. I like these small angled brushes. These are the Couture 50mm. I just call them little mini angles because they're easy on the hands. And anything that's easy on the hands when you have carpal tunnel is really good. But I'm going to switch brushes when I go up into this spot. And I actually have all my brushes. I think I have everything with me too. I think. This room's small, guys. I don't have a lot of space, so you're going to move probably just as much as this little thing. This was originally my husband's workroom, like not his workroom, his man cave. And I sort of decided that I was going to have to paint it home, and he graciously gave it to me. So it still has some other furniture from him in here. Actually, it's from his grandparents. So there's some pretty old furniture still in here. So my space is a little, not a lot. All right, so I'm almost done with these legs. There's just stuff everywhere. Let me just flip this around one more time so I can get that one side over here. Find my paint. Okay, so that part's done. So I'm just going to set that off to the side, the brush off to the side for a second. And then I'm going to pull my Kristana brush. This one is Happy Creating. You can also get these on the Paint Couture app link, or if you have a retailer near you, whichever. But this is the Happy Creating. Now, I love spindles. I love round things. I don't know why. It makes no sense because most people despise them. But I'm over here going, yes, a spindle. So I use this one because it just happens to have really good coverage, and I end up doing a couple different coats. This will probably take about 3 coats, maybe 4. The only time I'm a light painter with like a light-handed painter is with this brush and on spindles, and I think that's super important because you don't get any drippies. And with spindles, it's super easy to get drips. Super easy. So that's why I like this one the most for when I do spindles. All right. If you don't have one of these brushes, you probably should find one if you do a lot of, especially if you do a lot of spindles. After this one, we're going to go to transfer, so that'll be fun. My goal is to try to get some of this stuff done. See how nice and smooth that is? I don't know if you can really see that far back. Let me kind of bring it up a little bit. It's just a nice, smooth paint with this. That I can't, my dog's going to go nuts. My husband must be home. But I can't really get this smooth of a job with a regular brush, and that's why I really like using Kristana's brushes for this. And I'll know tomorrow if I need to do another coat on here. I might. And that's fine. Okay, so that's done. So now I have to do this top. That's the other time I'm using, sorry about the dogs, guys. There's nothing, there's no door here, so we're kind of stuck. The other time I use Kristana's brushes is when I want really thin coats on something like this. This is hooked. Hold on, let me try to, let me move that out of the way. And try to open my black container. Push me, look. There we go. Okay. Alright, this is just straight Baltic black. So I really like using it on really long flat surfaces, and I'll show you better up near the top. And again, I'll probably have to do a couple coats on this. First of all, black is one of the hardest paints to use. There's just nothing you can do about that. There's so much pigment in it. If you're going over anything white, it just, you have to keep doing coats. And I would rather do thin layers than thick, heavy, glompy layers. I'm going to roll that around. Just so I can see this side. Find my black paint. This gives just such a nice... I paint heavy on other things, especially if I'm doing my textures. This one, not when I'm doing just solid colors. I don't know, I just don't. Weird. Which makes these brushes handy for that. Okay, one more turn. I need a smaller one of these. I need to cut this in half. There we go. I think I'm over there. You know when you have one of these things, the hardest part is remembering to take your paint with you? True story. And there's a hair there. When you find a little piece of brush, just roll it off. Don't try to pick it off. There's a hair here too. Why? Why are there hairs? That's mine. And one there. How weird. Okay. A little bit more paint. Who knows why? I have animals. I don't know. Maybe that's why. As careful as you can be, before you know it, you still have that stuff in your thing. Okay, let me just move you up a little bit. I'm going to show you why I use this when I'm trying to go straight across. Oh, that dog. All right. I should probably have this up to begin with. Do you hear? That dog is annoying, and she won't come back here. So, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I apologize. All right, so we're going to do this top. Before, I don't know if you can tell, but before I went this way across, so now I'm going to go this way across. Hang on one second. Zara. Tiny little dog, super loud bark. And the reason why I'm going the other way is just so that way it just continues to stay smooth. There's another piece of hair right here. And I think it helps with brush marks a little bit too, when you're doing that. I don't know if it actually does. Anybody want a dog? I'm just kidding, it's my daughter's dog. She would not be happy with me at all if I did that. So then I just go through with the brush and kind of smooth it out a little bit. I'm really hoping there's no comments because I can't see any. So, if there is, I apologize, but I don't think there is. Like I said, I have to build all this back up again. Okay, that part's done. Super easy, super simple. It's just a nice little black top that we're going to have on it. And I'm going to pull you down here for a second because I'm going to take, that brush and put it over there. One of these little brushes, and I want these, the feet of these, to be black. So that's where these little handy craft brushes come in that you can't see, but that's all right. You don't need to, apparently. There we go. Okay. It took me a long time to figure out that you can use little craft brushes on furniture. I don't know why. I think in my brain it's you've got certain brushes for certain things. Craft brushes say crafting, so my brain says that's what it's for, is for crafting. But that is just not true. And it took me a long time to figure out that, yeah, you know what? You can indeed use them on furniture. Who would have thought, right? Pardon me. And when you're doing these little nooks and crannies, you do have to be careful that you're not doing little, you're smoothing it out. Because if you don't smooth it out, then you're going to get lumps. And you don't want lumps. You'd rather do 2 or 3 good coats than clump it on. Where do I gotta put you for this one? Oh, I can move it like that. This one's hard. That's why I need a smaller one. I need it cut in half. There. Hopefully my head's not in your way. I'll do the other side of this little claw foot when I roll it around. This one was pretty lucky. It didn't have a lot of damage, but it's not solid wood. The top is like, kind of like a laminate almost, or whatever you want to call it, Llewellyn, I don't know what it's called, but it's not solid wood. But I would rather have it saved than thrown in a landfill any day. Or put on a burn pile. Nobody wants anything on a burn pile. Do you? Nah, we don't want burn pile. It's gonna roll. Okay, let me do this. There we go. Maybe? Maybe? Okay. I'm going to show you the transfer I want to use on this, I think. Not sure. I won't be able to use it today. I have another piece I'm going to use a transfer on today. Alright. There's that. And then we're just going to do this little foot, and then I'll show you the transfer I want to use for this piece, because it has reds in it and it's really pretty. It's by Hokus Pokus. I was selling them. Unfortunately, I'm no longer selling them, so I'm just going to use them all. I have so many windows that I can put them on. Furniture. I haven't used that stuff in a long time. I didn't really have space in my other store on Keystone Street, so it's nice to have the space to do this again. I haven't painted this much stuff in I don't know how long. I don't even know how long. So it makes me kind of happy to be able to paint again. Oop, I hit that. Okay. I'm just trying to be careful because I don't want to get this part, because that's kind of fresh paint. It's acrylic. It's an acrylic base paint. Acrylic dries top down. So even though it might feel dry, it's really not going to be dry. You can still do like another second coat. Ooh, I got dribbles here. You can do a second coat, say like an hour later, depending on your temperature, your house or outside or wherever it is you paint. But, and then I might be proving why you can't do a second coat. So I don't know if you can see this dribble right here, but there's a little bit of a dribble. And thankfully it did not pull, but sometimes if you go in too soon, it ends up pulling it. All right, so the transfer I'm going to use, I'm thinking on this piece, just on the top here, is, what is this one called? Cage Osway, I'm not even sure. But it has these beautiful, they're really dark oranges, or dark reds. I don't know if you can see it here. And it's already kind of round, plus some wording here. So I might mix them together and just put it on the top and maybe across the bottom a little bit. We'll see how that goes. I might change my mind between now and then. But we are going to be doing a transfer today. So, the other transfers I have, we're going to pull you right over here. Dun, 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 dun. This is my table. This is for my house. I have painted this more times than I ever care to admit. I think I've painted this little thing 4 times already, and I'm kind of tired of painting it. So I'm keeping it because I need something this size on the other side of my couch, and I'm tired of seeing it in the store. I'm just going to paint it for myself. So I painted it blue because that's my living room. And at first I was going to use this transfer. This one is called Bellissimo. And it has these, I don't know if you can see it, but it has these really, really pretty, I think that's a peacock with the flowers. But I think I'm saving this for a hutch that's in my living room that I had to redo. So that's probably going to go on my hutch. So we're just going to do that. My other option was Vintage Blossoms, which is these, all these little flowers. So that's what I'm going to use because I can kind of piece them together between this spot and this spot, and I think it's going to look really pretty. So that's what we're going to do today. And then I can glaze it out a little bit too, because glazing is always fun. I don't care who you are, glazing is fun. The only problem is I forgot my scissors. Okay, so when you get Hocus Pocus transfers, these are their larger transfers. This one is, altogether it's 12.4 inches by 11.8, but they come in these smaller containers now, these smaller little cardboard things. It's 6 sheets. The reason for that is because it's easier to ship them for the company. It's easier for us as end users to use them. It's easier to cut them up when they're already small. I don't know if you remember Hocus Pocus's really big transfers. They were like, and they were super tall, and they were just a little bit harder to work with, where these are so much easier, and I'm so grateful that they did this. So these are the transfers. They're really pretty. They're almost like a sketched watercolor. I really like them. Okay, so I'm going to move that to the side. Put that over there for a second. I'm going to get my scissors that are around somewhere. Oh, they're over here. Stop you from rolling. Okay, get my scissors. And I'm going to work on the top first. So we're going to pull you up just a little bit. You can see all my paint stuff. That was all from the store, so I have lots and lots left, which makes me very happy because I can paint so many different things and use different paints, and it's just fun. Okay, so let's see. When you're layering, you have to figure out what do you want first. So this is going to go in facing me, I guess, because that would probably be the easiest. So do I want something big first? Do I want it to fall off? Do I want it to go all on one side? Do I want the whole top covered? I am actually going to do, my lamp will end up sitting here. So I'm going to kind of bring it around just a little bit, like down the front and around. Or actually, no, I'm going to bring it this way. I still have children. Yes, I still have children. And my children don't always use coasters. But in their defense, neither do I. So if this goes in this way, my little lamp will sit like here. And I can do it around this way. And then that way, this is open for coasters. That works for me. So I'm going to cut this. And I'm not going to put those butterflies on yet. If I do, it'll be at the end because I love butterflies, but I don't know. Oh no. All right, so set that off to the side. So you get the stick and you get these nice little white Michael Jackson gloves, which I think are fantastic. But these are fun. These are needed because once you put it down, you're going to rub it off with that. Oh, there's another butterfly. Let's get rid of that butterfly too. Okay. Get rid of that. And I'm going to start down here. I'm going to start up here. And I'm going to let that little bit kind of fly off just a little bit there. So I need to cut that. I do mine a little differently. I kind of set it down. I'm going to lift you up a little bit more. I set it down where I want it, and then I kind of cut as I go. This thing is so weird. I never know what goes to what to lift this up the rest of the way. There we go. There we go. Ah, it's falling. Why is it falling? Oh, because I don't have that locked. All right. Okay. So now I can kind of cut around this just a little bit because I know I'm not going to need any of that. So that's coming off. And this here will come off. Okay. Try not to sit on that. All right. So let's get this on. I have found that Hocus Pocus, like any other transfer, works really well if you rub and lift as you go. You would have to look on Hocus Pocus's website to see where there's people that sell them, because I really don't know. I don't know who all the retailers are. They're out there. They're in the U.S. But look on their site and they'll tell you. Okay. Just kind of tuck that in just a little bit. That looks so pretty. I would like to know why there's glitter on this. That would be fantastic to know. Oh, I now have a transfer on my butt. Isn't that fantastic? I sat down, forgot I had it on there. Okay, so we have this piece here. So I'm thinking I'm going to pull this one kind of sideways just a little bit, but I have to get rid of this piece, and this piece. And I'm not going to put them on the seat because I already have transfer attached to my jeans on my butt. Life. Save all your little pieces if you're new to working with transfers, because you can put them in journals, you can put them in, use them for smaller crafts. There's tons you can do with them. Okay. Before I lay it down, I am going to take my white glove and I'm just going to kind of rub it. If you have a brayer, you can use a brayer. I don't know where mine's at, so. But these work great for this purpose. That's why they include them. I think all of them get them now, too. Okay. There's that. And then I think I'm going to pull this kind of like this. So I don't need all that. So I'll take the scissors and I'll cut some of that off just to make it a little easier for myself. I even save these little pieces too. Like I save all that stuff because you never know when you just need a little something. All right. If you're overlaying on top of another piece of transfer, just be careful when you're rubbing. This one is like shaking all over the place. That you don't accidentally like hit the transfer itself, which I have done in tight spots before, so. Because you could rip it if you're not careful. Oh, that's looking so pretty. All right. I think I'm going to take, there's 2 of these sheets. So I think I'm going to take this one, which is almost the same as this. It's very similar to this. I think it is actually the same one. So I'm going to take that. And I'm going to pull it down this way just to have a little bit of, I think it's called continuity or something. I'm not sure. All right, so I'll put that over to the side for now. Give it this little butterfly off, and I'm going to pull this one kind of like this down the side. Don't lay it down until you're absolutely ready, because you can mess it up and not, have it someplace you're not really wanting it. So I'm going to just do it like this, I think. Cut this off. That's off now. And I'll put it upside down on the floor over here. I'll lift from here. Every once in a while, a piece doesn't want to stick, and you just kind of keep putting your transfer down until it does. Rub a little harder or something. The color I painted this with was Sophia. So it's the Paint Couture Sophia. I think it's going to look really pretty with the lamp sitting here. All right, so I just want to bring just a little bit more down here. So there's this piece here. I like this one here. So I think I'm going to use that. No, that's too big. I got to find something smaller. This is a little bit smaller, and it kind of goes a little bit better. So I'm going to use this one here. There we go. And I'm going to actually pull it from the bottom. And I think I'm going to go at an angle like this. And then I'm going to fill in here. So I'm going to have this fall off and this fall off. Kind of like that there. Would help if this thing stayed in the right spot. There we go. So I want that to fall off. I want to get as much of those purple flowers as I can, but that green flower is that green thing is kind of bothering me. So I'm going to pull it this way. And do it that way. So that way it's just a little edge. And that green, it just didn't go anywhere. So I had to go. I'm always envious of the ones that can, like, they measure and then they cut and it just, it's never good at that. Okay. That over here. I'll have this up on YouTube probably Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday maybe. So that way it'll be always available for a replay, which will be nice. You want to be careful when you're getting, like, if you cut close like I did, around your edges, because this little thing can rip your paint. So you don't want that to happen. So nice that my dogs finally got quiet. All right. There's that. And now I just need something to fill in here just a little bit. Let's see, what do they got for that? So there's a really big flower, which goes with this flower. These purples go with this purple. That's going to be way too big. But you know what they have, which is really pretty? Is just this little, these little pieces right here. They're just like little purple flowers. So I'll put those on. And I think this is going to come down like this. And I already know I'm going to cut that off. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of cut that off because I want to use that one flower for something else anyway. So I'll just put that down there and put that down there. All right. So I'm going to kind of pull it so that stem falls off. Do I want to pull it that way? I think I'm going to pull it this way. We're going to do it just like that. So I'll cut this off. I don't like stems. I don't know why. Some people, I don't know. I don't like stems. Unless I'm doing like a bouquet or something. Stems are not my thing. Now, normally when I do this, I let these sit overnight. I don't go back over them with glaze right away or anything like that, or paint. I like to let my transfers sit overnight. That way, if any bubbles appear, I can get them out. If you've painted over them, it's a little bit harder to get your bubbles out. So I like to let it sit overnight. So there's that. And then they have this tiny little one, and I don't know. I think I'm going to put it here. Get rid of that little butterfly. Or do I want to put it here? Maybe I'll put it here to bring it around a little bit more. I don't know. We'll look. As long as I don't lay it down flat, I'm good. Because we might still add some of these butterflies. So I can put it like this. I can put it like this. That's what I'm going to do. Put it just like this. Cut this off. And then I made a mistake, so I can show you how you would fix that as soon as I get this off. And why we keep all those extra little pieces. Okay. So one of the things I'll do eventually is I'll go through with my fingernail and I'll start pulling. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. That out of the way. Bring you over here. So I don't know if you can see it. Like these are wrapped around. So I'll actually start going and just kind of with my fingernail cleaning that up a little bit. So they're not overlapping down onto the edge, because I really don't want them on the edge. But when you're working with transfers, I don't know, sometimes it's hard for me not to get it on the edge. So just know if you have fingernails, and I don't have a lot of fingernails, you can do that. And that'll take off. If you want to. I don't know. I might not. I might just leave it. It's for myself. I'm sometimes a little bit more lackadaisical with my own work. But can you see right here? This flower, first it broke here. And then I cut it too close. Now I have this blue mark here. Now your average person will not see that. They won't even notice it. But I notice it, and I don't like it, and it's going to drive me nuts. So you can do a couple of different things to fix that. You can paint it, which I'm not going to do. It's pink. You can add like a little flower to it if you want to. I'm not sticking this down. You can do just like this. So that I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this here to cover that. So let me cut that just a little bit so I can get some of this excess stuff off. So this is going to go kind of just like this. That's why you save all these little things. Now you can do that thing, put your stick underneath. And kind of get some of that off if you want. I said, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's my own piece. So now you can't see where everything else lined up right with the edge. Now you cannot see any difference in that because it all blends together, which is fantastic. I don't know. I almost kind of want to move just a little bit more across the top. So I think we might do that. Kim, how are you? All right, so this is the side. You guys are looking at it from the side. So this is the side. This is the top. And I think I need to pull this across the top because the lamp will sit here. Yeah, I need to pull it across the top. So let me find something to pull across that top with. All right, I like this one. It's kind of the same. So I'm going to put it here, but then I'm going to fill in over here. So that way, I don't know. I don't know if I want that one. Hold on. Oh, nice. You're so sweet. Oh, here we go. These I can use now, I think. This one. I'll use this one. That's so kind of you to fill in and help out. I tried to avoid that like the plague when my girls were in school. I know these are your grandkids, but I really was not a good mother's helper. I just wasn't. All right. I'm cutting this out just really quick. And I'm still going to have this kind of fall off the side a little bit. I'm going to do it like this. So I have to cut that. Oh, now you're too far away. I don't have my glasses on. That's what you're saying. You never did it with, oh, which transfer? Okay, you never did it with your kids, which makes me feel a little bit better. This one is Hocus Pocus Vintage Blooms. It's 6 sheets, and it comes with all of, like, that's one sheet, but it comes with all of those, and I'm just sort of cutting it up. This is for my own house, because I painted this thing, I don't know how many times for the store. Never sold, and I was done with it. I don't carry these transfers anymore online or in store, but you can look up Hocus Pocus decor transfers, and they do have a retailer's list. They are from South Africa, as some of you know. If you're new to transfers, you wouldn't know that, but they are from South Africa, but they do have U.S. retailers that ship in the U.S., and I think you can order from them directly too, but I'm not sure. I don't know how that works anymore. Couldn't figure out why this was shaking so much. It was because the it's still gonna shake, but all right. And I'll apologize. I'll get with those in a moment. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see that far away. But I'm so happy you're here. I've been talking to myself for a while. I have to build everything back up. But I figure most people would catch replay like usual with me anyway, so that was good. And this is Sophia from Paint Couture. My living room has a lot of the blues into it. So this one's Sophia. And it's just a solid color that I painted. And I think these retail, I don't know, $30, I think, 30-some dollars. And you get a lot. Like, I have a lot left over. I'll show after I'm done how much I have left over. So they can be used for multiple projects, which I find invaluable. Anything I can do multiple projects with, I'm happy about. those in since it's for my house. Oh, that's going to look really pretty with the lamp here. And then we have this area for your drinks and your coasters or whatever. Couture's Extreme Guard Flat. I'm assuming all of their Extreme Guard. The flat is the one I use the most with, as well as satin. They can go over these without them cracking. I have done it numerous times. I have a piece sitting down at the shop ready to go once we open up, and it works wonderfully. I usually put a regular satin clear coat over all my transfers first, just to be on the safe side. I have done a few with Extreme Guard directly onto it and not had an issue, but I like to be a little safe. And I put the satin down first, let that dry overnight, and then I'll do, I'm going to put this one over here, and then I'll do the Extreme Guard over it if it needs to have, you know, a little bit of water resistant finish, which this one in my house definitely does. So I'm going to actually use this whole thing and put it right here, because this matches these down here. I know Hocus Pocus has some beautiful decoupage papers too that I just cannot wait to do a couple of things with. All right, so with my little white thing, my white magic Michael Jackson glove, I'm just going to kind of rub all these down. This will fit nicely into my little corner. And this one I can actually get a picture of. I'll pull those edges down just because. So I think I need something here because there's like literally, I like things filled. So we're going to put something here too. I just don't know what yet. Oh, I see what I'm going to use. I'm rolling over stuff. Okay, let me see what Kim said. I love Hocus Pocus transfers. I carried them originally when they first came out, and then I stopped. And oh my gosh. I started carrying them again, I think last year, but by that point I was really burnt out of selling, and that was the whole focus of my business for so long. I just couldn't do it anymore. I think that's why I kind of disappeared off for a while. But I love any transfer, really. But yeah, I do love their transfers. They have really pretty. So I'm going to put this like this. They have really pretty transfers. They're unique. And I think that's why I like them. There's flowers, but there's also other ones that aren't just flowers. And flowers are pretty. Obviously, I'm using them. I have to show you the one paper they have out. It is so pretty. It's right over here, too, so I'll grab it. And if you have to go, you can always scoot to the end when you get back and see it. It's called Alice, and of course I like it. Okay, this piece is done. It's going to sit overnight. And then tomorrow I will get it glazed. Well, no, not tomorrow. Stuff I have to do tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll get it glazed. And then after that, I can get it where it needs to go and I can get a picture. But I want to show you that Alice. I really want to do something with this. So that's the Bellissimo. No, that's not the Bellissimo. Bellissimo is going on my... It is the Vintage Blooms. For anybody that's interested, just find Hocus Pocus Decor Transfers online. You can find a U.S. retailer. I think you can buy direct from them. I know you can buy direct from them as well as online for other countries, I guess. All right, hold on one second. Oh, I have to find it. it hidden somewhere. I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh, that is so pretty. Because I forgot a lot of these things existed for the longest time. And I'll just pull them all so you can see them. Not it. All right, I don't know if I'll see it. If I do, I'll get a picture of it if I don't. So I have, I just grabbed a whole bunch of them. This one I really want to do something with soon. This is redesigned with Prima though. That is, what is this one? Serene Wilderness, but it's black and white. And I love that. Okay, let me see if I can find that one. Who knows where I shoved it. This one's really pretty. This is Fairy Dreams. That one is just gorgeous. I can see that as a, like on the front of a dresser or even as a picture frame with one of those ornate picture frames. That's not the one I was looking at. I brought home all my decoupage papers, all my transfers. So that way I can start using these things. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. All right, I found it. Hey, Raquel, how are you? So this one is called, these are big. They are 31 inches by 22 inches. This one's called Alice. I really want to use that for something. I just don't know what. I might do a D-stash at some point as well. This is Solo Cello, which is really pretty. I like that one too. But I have like 2 of each, so maybe eventually I'll do a D-stash. Some of their original ones too, when they first started coming out with decoupage papers. They have pirate ships. They have a little bit of everything. And then they do have traditional round tubes as well. But here's what I have left of the transfer that I used. So I still have 1 full sheet left, most of another sheet. I have this left, this one, and all the little things. Like I have this little flowers too, which I can put into a journal if I want, or on a little craft when I start getting back into crafting, which will be soon. This has to go here. I have a couple butterflies. As usual, Kim, everything is all over my floor. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a couple more butterflies. And a couple more butterflies. So that's quite a bit. And then I have this flower that's left. Let's see. I think that's everything. So I didn't use all the sheets. So let's see, what did I retail this at? Now I was probably a little bit more expensive because I retailed usually $1 or $2 more because I needed to cover my shipping from South Africa. So I was always one of the more expensive retailers because I couldn't afford to eat my shipping. Here, I'll just look on this one because they're about the same price. I retailed these big ones. They're the 6-page ones for $43.99. And you get at least 2 crafts out of them. So, if not more, depending on what you do with them. I can probably get 3 to 4 projects out of this, depending on what I use these for. So you get a lot. And no, I don't have anything to do with Hocus Pocus anymore. I just really like their transfers. And I like how they ship in these envelopes. Like, these small flat instead of all tubes. They do have tubes, but I like these flat ones. They're just easier to handle. So that, my friends, even though some of you just popped on, thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's everything for today. I'll go back through tomorrow. I'll glaze this piece, let it sit for another day, and then that can go into my house. And then, since you guys are here, I'll show you, because there's two of you. I'm moving right up in the world. This piece here, let me swing it around a little bit. I'm going to pick up some of this stuff. This piece here is the drum that I'm working on, the little drum table with the darkened Baltic black red mixed in as black on top. And this is one of their tubes too. And I was thinking about using this on the top because it's got the pretty deep reds here, here. It's kind of in a round. It's got some words I can put into it or make it look like a little post stamp. And then the cage if I want to, but I probably won't use the cage on this because this one will be for sale. But I really like this one. I think it goes, I guess it can go anyway because you just take this off if you want, this part, and you can just use this, which would look really, really pretty. So that's what I'm going to do after I get the next coat. So I'll have to do one more coat of black on this, and then I can start doing the transfers by the end of this week. So I will see you guys next week. If you catch replay, let me know. If you need paint, you can go to WeJoarts.com and find my affiliate link. If you just like to hang out with me, that makes me happy too. So I will see you guys later. Thank you and have a great week. Bye.